Alexa, cue It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. And no, not because it is almost the holidays, although my Christmas tree is up, but because it's time for goal planning, goal setting, vision boards, looking towards the next year, and really getting some big ass goals down on paper. Are you with me? Anybody else love a good goal session? So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through how I plan my goals at the end of each year. Okay, friends, so first things first, I want you to start with the reflection. And yes, you really have to look back to know how you're gonna move forward. And this is why I tell you this. It can be really hard to realize all the things that you accomplished over the year. And you really need to stop and take that moment to pat yourself on the back. Let me give you an example. I am the type of person that, like, as soon as I achieve a goal, I don't really celebrate it. I kind of just I'm like, okay, well, like, I accomplished that, like, what's the next thing? Which is also like not a very fun way to live, FYI. But anyway, I've accomplished some really big goals this year, but because of that mentality of like wanting to go for the next big goal, I don't really realize how much I've truly achieved in a year. Earlier this year, I did a CEO day with my business coach in order to start planning out 2023. And let me tell you something, I did that a few weeks ago and I'm still not done planning 2023. And part of that reflection is we have her framework that is all about sales and marketing, systems, and team. And we go through it and we highlight in red, yellow, green things that are, good, could use some improvement, or really need some help. And when I sat back and looked at everything that was red, yellow, green this year versus red, yellow, green last year, we have made drastic improvements. And I'm gonna tell you something, for like a hot minute, a lot of minutes, I was really like, wow, we're really bleeding out a lot of money at Anchor Training. Like, I'm spending a lot, and I'm investing in marketing, I'm investing in, our own workshops that we're developing, I'm investing in team stuff, I'm, investing in their professional development. When I sat back and looked at the whole picture and not just like my numbers or just like thinking about where I was without really looking at like a piece of paper that highlighted everything that was red, yellow, and green in my business, every single area of my business that I took the time to invest in got better from the year before. And so it was a really cool moment to like stop and look and be like, okay, I actually did make some progress. That time and money was worth it. And those things that I made goals, like, I can action on them, I can achieve them. And this, I could be in a completely different place from where I was that previous year. And you can do that too. And I want you to do that. So I want you to take the Anchored ID framework that I'll link below, and I want you to do the same thing. I want you to look at each of these areas and I want you to highlight red, yellow, green. Tell me which of those areas you need additional work on and you need additional help on. One, that'll help me create content in 2023 that goes towards some of your areas that you want to do better in. And also it helps to keep you accountable in terms of what you want to look for and what you want to achieve and what things you want to be a part of, right? What courses, what professional development groups, things like that moving into the next year. It really does help give you that guiding light. It's a really good first place to start. So take a moment, click the link below, grab your framework, and go do some coloring. Now, as you are reflecting, I also want you to reflect on some other things. I want you to take a look at your calendar and take a look at any past meetings that you had, any past phone calls. I want you to really look at like what you did every single day the last 365 days. And the reason I want you to do that is that we often forget about all of the things that we accomplish, but our calendars tend to be our diary or our journal. So if you're not actively journaling or diarying, your calendar can help act as that. So take a minute and look back at all of your meetings and your past emails, and just really take that moment to reflect on all the things that you have done throughout the year. I even want you to look at your past year's social media. What were the things that you were talking about? What were some of the things that you were posting that really resonated with people? What were the conversations that you were getting involved in? What were you looking for more support in? All of those things are really great help for you to reflect on for your goals for the next year. And then finally, I want you to take some quiet time and I want you to answer these 4 questions. What are you most proud of? What lessons did you learn? What did you wish you had more time to do? And how much money did you make? Now, once you have this insight on the current year or the past year, you can now move towards where you want to be the following year. So start reflecting on what are some big goals that you have. I like to start with my biggest goal and then move down from there. And what I do when I move down from there is that my big goal, I start to really identify like what are the different, what's the next level goal from there? And then what are the action steps I need to take in order to achieve that goal? Typically my biggest goal is something that's gonna be so big you can't just do one action to achieve it. You need to break them out into different pieces, and then those pieces have different actions. So I want you to start there. And what's really cool about that is that it really does help with my calendar planning and my goal setting for the entire year. So my yearly goals end up being, when they're broken up into quarterly goals and then monthly goals. So it's not like every single month or every single quarter I'm sitting down like, okay, what's gonna be my goal this month? I know what my yearly goal is. I know the path that I wanna be taking, and now I'm gonna be creating all the action steps and my plan in order to achieve it each quarter and each month, and even breaking it down by each week. So here are the categories I recommend for your yearly goals. First, revenue. What do you want to be making this year compared to last year? Second, professional development. Are there any conferences, courses, books that you want to read? What do you want to do in order to develop yourself professionally? Third, personal development. What do you want to do to become a better human? So is there a group that you want to join, some sort of energy work that you want to be more, doing more of? Is there, do you want to start going to therapy? All of these different things are all things that will help you as a human, which in turn helps you overall, right? What helps you personally also helps you professionally. Heck, even if your personal development goal is to sleep more, I can guarantee you that is going to help you professionally. Next is structure. So how do you want to structure your business? Is this going to be the year that you go from solopreneur to having a VA, or from solopreneur to having a subcontractor that helps you out? Or is this the year that you're really going to focus on partnerships? Or is this the year that you're going to actually take your side hustle from side to main hustle? Next is the areas of your career that you want to strengthen. So going back to the ID framework, are there different areas that you are now looking at that you're like, you know what, I really want to get better at graphic design, or I really want to get better at sales? Those are things that should go up on your vision board. Next is achievements. Are there awards that you might want to apply for? Are there speaking opportunities that you want to apply for? Do you want to be on more podcasts and things like that? What achievements are you looking to achieve in the following year? And once you have all of this kind of mapped out, planned out, some sort of piece of paper is typically where I start from, just some blank piece of paper and all of my crazy ideas, I will then move into something a little bit more formal. So I've done 3 different types of vision boards. I've done a vision board through Canva, where I will collect all the pictures from like Pinterest, and then I put them on Canva, and then I print them out, and then I have it in my office, and one upstairs in my closet. It looks like more my personal vision board. I've also done one on my phone where I actually use the widgets and Pinterest to create a vision board. So every time I open up my phone, the first page that I see is something from my vision board and a quote that goes along with it. Or I've also done like old school, where I go get a big piece of like oak tag and cut out pictures, or cut out pictures from Pinterest and just put it on there, and that's what hangs in my office, or hangs wherever I'm going to see it every single day. And after that, I do end with a word of the year. So last year, like I mentioned, my word was invest. And man, did I invest. Like I said, at times it felt like I was bleeding out a lot of money. I would do it all again if I had the option to do it again. Every single penny was well spent. The reason I say that is that some of the money was actually ill spent, but it taught me a really valuable lesson. So like, that sucked that I lost that money, but now I know how to, adjust for the next year. I invested in things like developing workshops for the community. I invested in developing the Anchored ID Collective and what that would look like, and invested in my time, invested in the people to help me launch it. I invested in coaches, multiple. I invested in programs. I invested in coaches for my team as well. Even though my word of the year was something that I didn't really think about exactly every single day, it was because I put that out in the universe, and I did look at it, I did put it on a sticky note, and I had it on my computer. Subconsciously, I was putting out that energy into the universe, and I was investing, and I was looking at things more like an investment, and I changed my mindset about how I was spending my money. And it made me understand that if I wanted to be the business that I wanted to be, if I wanted to be the instructional designer that I wanted to be, if I wanted to be the business person that I wanted to be, if I wanted to be the human that I wanted to be, I needed to actually invest for myself. I don't know what my year for next year is going to be just yet. I have a lot of words that are floating through my mind, but honestly, this can sometimes be the hardest part for me. And it's not so much that I think that I always want this word to have like some sort of impact. It has to be one that I look at and I'm like, damn, okay, that's the thing. That's what I want to do next year. And I think by looking at the sum of my entire yearly goal and the sum of all the different areas that I want to achieve in, that is typically when my word comes out. And I think because I haven't been able to really identify what my overall goals totally are going to be for this year, I haven't been able to really identify the word of the year. But honestly, it does become that guiding light for the entire year once you have it. So if you want support in creating goals for this next year and really sitting down and having that time to really think about your year and really walking through step by step how to create the vision board, how to identify your goals, and just having some true CEO time, then I want you to join the Anchored ID Collective's December Mastermind, where we are going to work on our vision boards, our goal setting, and maybe if you have time, you'll come up with your word of the year, or maybe I'll have my word of the year by the end of that call, and I will share it with everybody. So it will be 90 minutes where I walk you through my process step by step of how I develop my vision board. If you're not able to attend live, no big deal. We'll send you a recording so that way you're able to access it for the future. Friends, let's get together. Let's set goals for 2023. Let's make 2023 a much bigger and better year. Let's just come together as a community to celebrate the end of an amazing year and the holiday season. So friends, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.